And away we go.
All right, so how was your day?
Great.
All right, so let's get right into the news. What is in the news today?
Uh, you're not gonna like this first news.
Wait. Hold on. Let me put my headphones in. Hold on. Because these headphones they're good, but they're also complicated.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so what is the news?
Alright, so first one, you're not gonna like it, because, well, you'll find out eventually. Okay, so Bruno Mars has released a new song.
I think I've heard of this before. Let me guess, Sexy Red?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how does that make any sense?
It
Bruno
doesn't!
Mars,
It doesn't make sense!
Bruno Mars, who's not a rapper, Sexy Red, who is a rapper. Sexy Red isn't even that good. What the? Bro, okay, what's the song called?
You don't know what the title of the song is.
No. All I
Well,
know is that
it's just as bad as you think it will be.
what is it?
It's it's fat, juicy, and wet.
It sounds weird. That title sounds so weird because it has Bruno Mars in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Sexy Red, I understand. She makes titles like that, but like Bruno Mars? What? Okay. First off, what kind of music does Bruno Mars make? I know Bruno Mars, and I've probably listened to some songs in the past, but I don't really. What kind of music does he make? 'Cause
Okay, so
I know it's not rap.
I know, yes. So Bruno Mars makes songs about buying a girl flowers, catching a grenade for her. It's kind of like a romantic, wholesome kind of songs.
Wait, okay, so a romantic, like a love, like a guy who makes love songs and a woman who makes promiscuous songs. How does that even match? How does that even come together?
Well, if Bruno Mars usually makes songs about falling in love with women, I think now we realize how Bruno Mars writes a song about girls, but in a dirty way.
No one asked for that.
Yeah.
No, no
No
one
one
asked,
ever has and never will.
bro. No one asked for that. And Sexy Red isn't even that good, nor is she even that pretty. No offense, nor is she even that pretty to me. To other people, maybe, but like to me, no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's like she's not that pretty nor that talented. I mean, like, look. I mean, like, bro. I mean, the only thing she has is her sex appeal, which is not very strong, but
But it gets people talking.
it gets people talking. Like, oh, hold on. Did you listen to the song? Like,
I've
did it have
heard
like a
a few seconds of it.
did it have like a rap beat to it or something? Like, what
Yeah, I think Bruno Mars did had a rap verse in there.
I don't know why. It's like I can't get over the fact that his name is Bruno Mars and he's making rap songs. That doesn't sound right.
Exactly.
It's like Bruno Mars rap. Any other genre I could probably get behind, but like Bruno Mars with the rapper Sexy Red. I mean, like, bro, come on. It's like that's like I'm not gonna lie. That's the most random bunch that I've seen. That's the most random bunch that I've heard, bro. I'm not. I'll be honest. You know how I learned about like the Bruno Mars Sexy Red song? It was
Yes.
from it was actually from Instagram where somebody posted it on, that thing where you can post messages, where the messaging thing is at.
Mhm.
Yeah, a friend said it and I'm like, okay. But I never really sought out to listen to it because it's like I don't listen to Bruno Mars. I know him, but I don't listen to him. And Sexy Red, I just don't like her. I don't hate her, but it's like I don't like her as an artist. She's not really that good. I will admit this. The song would probably sound bad to people at first, but then when it's like played constantly, it will drill into your head like Pound Town. I mean, I personally wasn't singing it because it would sound weird if I were to say just went to Pound Town as a dude. That would be weird, and I don't know why other dudes were singing it, but still, it's like Sexy Red with Bruno Mars. It's just weird. I mean, that's just such a random pairing. Um,
Yeah.
I suppose it got people talking, and they're like, oh my goodness, Bruno Mars is with that like ratchet girl, Sexy Red, making music. Like, why? I don't know, man. It's like it's a it's the most random pairing of 2024, 2025. I mean, ah, man, 2025 is. I mean, it's just a completely random pairing, bro. I mean, like first, I mean, it's honestly a random pairing when Sexy Red collaborates with anybody, whether it be streamers or whether it be rappers, and it's like, no, some rappers it just seems natural. With other people, however, like these influencers, like these streamers and all that stuff, it seems out of place and random because it's like Sexy Red is like I don't know, man. It's like she does not seem like the type that would be doing that type of stuff. She just seems like I'm gonna be honest. She just seems like the type that would honestly just like die for the die for her hood or something like. I don't know, man. It's like it's just. I'll be honest. I don't hate Sexy Red, but I never necessarily liked her as a artist because it's like she's for one. I don't really know if she notices this or not, but she's actively ruining like young girls and older women too who are in their 20s and just I don't really know if she knows what she's doing or not, but I feel like someone takes them to a room and just tells them exactly what to do, and they know what they're doing by like making music like this. Same thing with Lil Nas X. It's like they act a certain way, for a lot of money, man. Because ultimately speaking, money is what makes the world go around. But yeah, you said you listened to like a few seconds of it and then you just turned it off.
Yep, that was it.
Like, hold on. Who start? Like, did you at least see who
I did not
started off?
listen to the whole song.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying that like, did you at least listen to like until someone started like singing or rapping and then you turned it off?
I had I've listened. There's the one video that is a snippet of the song. It was Bruno Mars rapping, and then I just closed and just kept scrolling on TikTok, and then continued with the rest of my day or night.
Wait, hold on. Was Bruno Mars at least good at rapping? Was he good or was
Oh, it's
he,
not bad, but it could have been better.
he just seemed out of place when he was rapping?
Yes, he was.
That doesn't sound right, bro. A dude named Bruno Mars rapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten off that too, man. I don't know, man. I feel like someone told him to do. Well, obviously someone told him to do this. But the real question is why, though. I mean, I don't think Sexy Red is necessarily that. She's a big attraction, but I don't think she's necessarily that relevant enough to just be on a track with Bruno Mars. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope it was at least good. I mean, I know. I mean, I'll be honest. If I were to listen to that song, which I'm not going to, I would probably compare the song to see who's better. And I'll be honest. I've never heard Bruno Mars rap. Yet I believe that I would enjoy that better than Sexy Red rap. I'm gonna be honest. But by comparison, who was better, Bruno Mars or Sexy Red?
Bruno Mars is better.
That
Yeah,
is.
that's crazy.
I honestly just listen to what I think sounds good. I don't know. It's the same mentality I had when I was a kid, and it's the same mentality I have now. So yeah, I mean, if Bruno Mars sounded better than Sexy Red, that's tough. That's tough, and
It is, yeah.
that's also kind of sad, really.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, I hope that doesn't hurt his career in any way, shape, or form. But at the same time, it's just music. I don't think it would hurt anyone's career unless he said something controversial. So hey, best of luck to them. I still don't listen to Sexy Red's music because it's just it's just vulgar nonsense. It's
Yeah.
honest, yeah, her music is vulgar nonsense, and well, yeah, no, I would not listen to that. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Yeah, I've saw a TikTok video by ADC guy, and it's talking about Elon Musk when he did that gesture on the day of Trump's inauguration. And now, I wasn't too sure about Elon Musk and that gesture at the inauguration. But what he said in that video, you know what? Fair enough. It checks out. And the thing is, the guy in the video talking about Elon Musk, he's neither politics nor he knows anything about Elon Musk. Yet he still says that what people are saying about Elon Musk, based on the fact that there's people that disagree with him, it's a political ploy. That's roughly his words. Like, he's not into politics, and he doesn't know much about Elon Musk, but he says that what Elon Musk is dealing with regarding that gesture, that guy in the video, has experienced the same thing to some extent. And yeah, from a standpoint that has little knowledge on Elon Musk or politics, and just going off his experiences in his life, fair play. I genuinely cannot argue with that. I don't see how anyone can argue with this. He's absolutely right on that.
I'm not gonna lie. He really is absolutely right on this, and yeah, I will say this, Elon Musk is a very weird person. He's a very strange person. I mean, he might be the smartest man in the world, as people would say, most people would say actually. And he might be a billionaire, or trillionaire? Is he a billionaire or a trillionaire?
Elon Musk is a billionaire.
Okay. Okay, yeah. He might be a billionaire, but it's like Elon Musk is still like a very odd individual. He might be smarter than, I'll be honest, he might be smarter than he looks. I mean, actually no, other than the fact that he has built stuff and like he has like, you know, a $1 billion business. I can't see it. I can't see it outside of that stuff, but once again, he may be smarter than how he looks and how based on and how he acts too. But hey man, I mean I gotta say man, like you know, at the end of the day, I'm still suspicious about Elon Musk. I don't completely trust the guy, and I'll say this once. I said this once, and I'll say it again. Uh, you know, the moment X legitimately, the moment I have to pay for it to be just to be on a social media app, I'm off it. I'm off it
Yeah.
because yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, I'll find any way means necessary to like communicate with the outside world. Shoot, I'll even go on website alternatives if I have to. I'm actually on probably one or two right now. I occasionally use one. Like they're not even officially they're not even official apps. They're like alternatives on the web
Ah,
as a social media. But they're not
cool.
really that big or popular. So oh, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, okay. That's why I paused. I thought you were trying to say something. But yeah, you know, for the most part, yeah, I'm not paying to be on social media. I don't know if Instagram is gonna be like that someday, but hey, if it is like that someday, then it would be unfortunate. But ultimately speaking, it's like I said, I'm not paying for it. So, you know, it just is what it is at the end of the day.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. And also, man, it's like also Alex Jones been replaced by someone in a man. I keep seeing in the news and saying that Alex Jones has been replaced, and at first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't believe it. It just seemed like the guy just got in shape and lost some weight. But you know, I guess as I'm looking at the comparison now, I can kind of see it. But at the same time, who know? Who really knows if Alex Jones got replaced or not? Either way, either way, it is what it is. It's just a theory.
A game theory.
Yeah. But in other news,
Plane had struck a building in Kazan, Russia.
oh wow, sounds dangerous.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, like a plane struck a building, like
Yeah.
9/11. Like,
Yeah, it's basically 9/11 style, but the only difference is the plane, when it hit the building, an explosion of fire came out,
oh
and there's like visible damage to the building.
wait, an explosion of fire came out.
Yes, like upon impact, the plane or the drone struck the building. When it exploded, flames came out from the side of the building upon explosion, and there's significant damage made to that building after impact.
That sounds a little suspicious. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
From the side of the building.
Yes, it actually intentionally struck to the side of the building.
Oh, the plane struck to the side of the
Yes.
building. Okay, and flames just bursted out of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds a little. That sounds a little suspicious. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure people are gonna write their own theories on what may or may not have happened in that. But we're not. We're not. We're not gonna go down that road again. We're not gonna go down that road again with Russia. Russians can kind of. You know what? Yeah, Russians can do that. They can go down that road if they want. I mean, we went down that road with 9/11 and how we believe that, and how like most people say that they purposely bombed the building, and we've seen the clips, and it does look like they purposely bombed the building purposely, and yeah, it just looks suspicious. I mean, like the way like, I mean, the fact that flames just automatically came out of the side of that building, it sounds a little suspicious. Uh, I'm not really 100% sure. I would have to see the video myself. There's a video. This is on video, right?
Yeah, I've actually sent the video into the chat. It's between what Risk sent about Trump fever back in China, statues that's popular, and what you sent about this tweet was deleted within 20 minutes.
Hold on. Let me go up. Wait, you said it's in between the tweet. It's in between the.
Yeah, it was, I posted that video just after what Risk sent, which was Trump fever back in China.
Hold on, let me try to find it.
I sent it 26th of January.
Okay, you said 26th of January.
Yes. After Trump fever back in China, sent by Risk.
Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure after like a couple days, it should show the date. Okay, with the clear skies, right?
Yes, the clear sky and the
Oh
tower.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I see it. Hold on. Okay, that looked like a purpose explosion. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it just looks like I don't know. You could also argue it was the plane that did that, obviously. But also, I don't know. That just looks like a very planned explosion.
Yeah. And although it definitely looks like a plane, those aren't ordinary planes. Those are kamikaze planes. You know, the kind of planes that explodes upon impact.
Okay, then maybe it was legit then. Okay, then maybe they do have a story then. Okay, then. Well, other than our event, there's really nothing to be suspicious from their end, I guess. I mean, if it explodes on like impact, then that's another thing. Then I guess that explains why that explosion looks like that. So okay, nothing really to be suspicious, but hey, I will trust that if the Russian people can find something suspicious, they'll they'll let us know. They'll let us know on Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, or I don't know if Americans can even find something wrong with that. Then they'll let us Americans know. Then it is what it is. It is what it is, though.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. So in other news, so Red Note had literally had 15 minutes of fame, and then now people are not talking.
That's partially true. But the thing is, although people realize that TikTok is not going to be banned, I guess, that doesn't mean people in the United States and other people around the world aren't using RedNote. Like, I've actually gone on to RedNote just before starting recording, and I think there's a decent amount of content, mostly in English, with Mandarin Chinese subtitles. And yeah, RedNote is just as active as ever, whether it be people from China or anywhere around the Western world.
Cool. That's great to hear.
Yeah,
I personally deleted my. I knew that I wasn't really gonna do much on it, so I just said, I just deleted my account because I just didn't really care that much about it. But hey, man, Red Note, it has potential. It definitely has potential. I wish it nothing but success. And Based on this TikTok ban, I'm assuming that most people are going to be cautious now and say, okay, we need to move our content to other places now because of this experience that we had with TikTok. They're probably I'm not gonna say they're gonna do it with TikTok per se again, but they're gonna do it with something else. I know that's for certain. They're gonna do it with something else. Whether it be our banks, whether it be like, our way of living. They're gonna do it with something else. Or just simply the power. And then possibly Trump coming in as the hero and saving us from a powerless society. Because I personally really don't think that the TikTok ban was nothing to front about. Because ultimately speaking, I believe that was designed to make Trump look like a hero, to look like a guy, to make Trump look like a hero, to look like
Mhm.
some sort of a king, some like a god of some sort. And honestly, it's just kind of sad because it's like you have the MAGA movement who are diehard Trump fans, and I'm gonna say this right now. In the next 3 to 4 years, I'll say this right now. We have 3 years left to prepare for what's to come. We have 3 years left to do what we gotta do in order to endure and in order to survive. Because ultimately speaking, like, disaster is coming. And some of us are gonna be prepared, and some of us are not gonna be prepared. You know, even if some who are prepared will probably fold under the pressure and do whatever, Trump and the guys at the top tell them to do.
Yeah.
So so yeah, it's just one of those things that you need to act accordingly. You need to. I would say, I don't know, man. I would say, like, if you live in a big city. I mean, if you're not willing to, do that thing, then I don't think a big city would be ideal for you to live in, or to be in, 3 years from now. I want to say we have 4 years, but I feel like there's gonna. I don't know why. I just believe that we're only gonna have like 3 years of Trump, or 3 years of peace.
Yeah.
And the fourth year, if Trump is still in office, something big is gonna happen. 3 years, for the next 3 years, we're just gonna be like making the groundwork for this stuff. We might even just have 2 years. The point is, we don't have that much time, and they're already making the groundwork for the mark of the beast for the beast. Yeah, for the mark of the beast. So act accordingly, which
Exactly.
most people aren't gonna do. But look, that's only if for people who don't know. Actually, no, that's only for people who know what's going on. And for other people who don't know what's going on, warn them, at least tell them about it. And if they don't want to listen, then that's on them. That's
They
on
will
them.
learn the hard way.
Yeah, they definitely will, man. And it's like, here's the thing. They're talking about this golden age as well. We're gonna have about 3 years of peace. 3 years of false peace. Thinking that nothing is gonna happen, but in reality they're planning our demise right under our noses. And for the most part, I will say this. Yeah, I mean, just get out of the city. You can if you can survive in other places where there's a lake and water and a forest, like I would say, like, yeah, you dang near need to live in a forest at that point, because it's like, and prepare for the worst, because ultimately speaking, yeah, the worst is going to come, and you either comply or you don't, or you rebel against, like, the evil people, the higher ups, the evil people of this world. And it's just a
Yeah.
matter of time before things get out of hand.
Yeah.
But what else in the news?
Have you heard of DeepSeek?
Wait, Geek Seek?
DeepSeek.
Deep Seek. I'll be honest. I feel like that should sound familiar, but it doesn't.
Okay, so DeepSeek it's not artificial intelligence. It's more classed as artificial general intelligence. And it's kind of is a chatbot similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT.
Huh. Okay. So what
It's
about?
been making the news quite recently, not just here in the US or the UK, but many places around the world because DeepSeek is pretty much beating, as of now, ChatGPT in every metric possible. And it's only costing the people behind DeepSeek a fraction of the cost to run DeepSeek to begin with. Like, the chips that are used for DeepSeek aren't that good, and of course it costs like 8 million US dollars to operate it. But yeah, it still produces just as good, or if not better results than what OpenAI's ChatGPT would.
Hmm. That is pretty interesting, man. So pretty much it's giving ChatGPT a run for its money. That's
Oh
pretty
no,
much.
it's not just ChatGPT. It's giving every AI company and hardware operators a run for that money. Because I've also heard news that many companies' stocks that work in AI or computing in general, the values of those stocks has dropped significantly once people heard about DeepSeek. And yeah, that's how worrying it is for United States company in computing or AI is.
But the question is, should we be worried about it?
Depends if we rely on US or Western world technology for our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, because that's really what I'm wondering is like, should we worry about it? That's the thing, because it's like should we worry about this thing taking over, like taking our jobs and like just bringing in the new golden age and whatnot?
And the thing is, DeepSeek, the code to DeepSeek's chatbot is open source, so you can use its code for free. Like ChatGPT would not be able to, or don't want to share the code to ChatGPT, and you had to pay money to use the more advanced side of ChatGPT. But for DeepSeek, their code is open source. People have used their code for whatever and have benefited hugely out of it.
Hmm. That seems a bit odd to me. Why would you have your code be open source?
Well, because if DeepSeek's technology, although the infrastructure is, although not as advanced, but still manages to provide just as much or better information, then why wouldn't people use the code to use for whatever projects that they're doing?
Hmm.
I think what I'm getting is that the intention of making DeepSeek's code open source is to allow people to take advantage of not just artificial intelligence, but artificial general intelligence and use it to their advantage instead of having AI being used by the wealthy elite or wealthy billionaires. Like AI in general is now open to everyone and they can use it for whatever and however.
Huh. I never really thought of it that way. I was just really thinking of it as ways like I was just thinking of it in a ways like, is there a catch to this, or like is something bad gonna happen? Like, that's really how I was thinking of it, really.
Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, it's like I mean, if people can use it however they want, then I don't see it. I personally don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm probably never gonna use it. If other people want to use it, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. But it is what it is, though. I mean, hey, it's giving all these like AI technologies a run for its money. So I say that's something.
Yeah.
That's definitely something to like look out for and look forward to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I wish them the best of luck. But
Me too.
I just hope that they don't take our jobs.
Well, that's only if technology companies intend to make AI to be a replacement, which shouldn't be the case. It should be used as a way to train humans right now to be more efficient in the jobs that they're working in.
Oh, if only we lived in such a utopia.
Oh yes, it would be such a dream.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the same people who want technology to take over, eventually technology is going to take over their jobs too. So they really,
and potentially turn against them too,
yeah,
somehow.
yeah, turning, they got potentially turn against them somehow. So they really not thinking of the repercussions that they can cause. So yeah, they might get rich in the moment, but ultimately speaking, they're gonna pay later. So I mean, just is what it is at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah,
what else can we really do?
good question. Not much we can do now.
I mean, really, all we can do is just watch the show. I mean, there's really so much that our voices can do in this situation. All we can really
Yes.
do is watch. All we can really do is watch this, like, sit back and watch it from a safe place, from a safe area. Or we can sit where we're at right now and just watch the show and see how it ends and see how it turns out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and it should be something. I mean, it's gonna be bad, but it should be something a spectacle to watch.
Yeah.
But is there anything else in the news?
Fire at one of world's largest battery storage facilities sparks safety concerns.
Huh. Huh.
A significant California fire at the Moss Landing power plant in Monterey County, one of the world's largest lithium-ion battery storage facilities, has raised concerns about the safety of such sites among local leaders. The heightened fears come as California increasingly transitions to renewable energy and electric vehicles, both of which require these batteries to function.
Wow, interesting. Wow, very interesting. Does it say how long these health concerns have been like going on for?
Nothing except since 2019, the blaze, which broke out on January 16th, marks the fourth fire to occur at the Moss Landing site.
Since 2019, what were they doing for the past couple years?
I have no idea.
It's been 7 years. What have they been doing? They just said,
I've
okay, it's just a couple of fires, but now we're gonna do something about it.
Now they're gonna do something.
Yeah, because it's been going on since 2019. Like, what have you been doing this entire
Yeah.
time? I mean, you couldn't take care of that in 20. Okay, maybe not 22. 2020, no, 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 no. No, 2020, because no one was active, because not a soul was outside. They could have easily taken care of that in 2020. But hey, now it's not my company. I would have done something immediately about it. The second or third. I would have done something at least the second or third fire. It's dangerous. But hey, besides, if someone were to get hurt, they could easily just sue. They really don't think of it. They really don't think of stuff like that.
They really don't.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It's not our company. It's not our company. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's up to them to take the repercussions at the end of the day.
True.
Yeah, is there anything else, like, from them?
Not much about them I've heard about. I think that is it for now.
Alright, cool. So, anything else in the news?
Global literacy rates soar as AI-powered education reaches remote communities.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Global literacy rates soar as AI-powered education reaches remote communities.
Huh. AI powered education. So,
Yes.
is that what we're doing now? Just replacing schools with AI education?
Yes. Because that's the way of the future.
This, I'm not gonna lie, no. I feel like years ago that would have been cool. But now that I know what I know, it's just kind of sad. And on top of that, it's just flat out lazy. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, bro, you're seriously letting AI teach your children right from wrong. I mean, at that rate, you might as well just not go to school at all, because
You
it's
just
like,
go on your phone and use the AI app to educate yourself,
I,
and that's pretty much all you need to go work in whatever job you want to work in. If
I mean,
it's not taken over by AI already.
yeah, it's like, no, seriously, what is the point of a school system anymore if we're just gonna have AI do that and educate our children for us because we're too lazy to do it ourselves. Like, what's the point of like the public school system anymore at this point? I mean,
Well, in this day and age, and possibly in the future, I think people still want people to go to use the public education system as a way of, I don't want to say propaganda, because there are other ways of describing it. But of course, the learning resources in public education funded by federal or national governments. That's pretty much a source of messaging to young people that's been used for many years.
Oh, interesting.
So if it's not to help, so if education publicly isn't to help students or pupils prepare for the future or get into whatever industry they want to get into, public education could potentially be used as a tool of messaging, like somewhat biased messaging to young minds to say that what happened this many years ago, we were the good guys trying to beat the bad guys because bad guys doing something bad. We don't like that. That is bad, and you know it. Like, they can pull it off like that, and yeah, I agree. Good guys should always thwart the bad guys, but the question is, who is good and who is bad? And do people ever question it, other than the fact they are the good and they are the bad?
Hmm. Yeah, we have to ask questions like that in this day and age nowadays. It's like, who's really the good guy, who's really the bad guy? And the question is, you never really know until it's either too late or it's the middle of the story. But I would say to determine who the good guy and the bad guy is like, whose story makes the most sense. You know, you're
Yes,
the
and it also comes down to the perspective. Like, if you in the United States, if we're talking about World War II, the public education in the United States would say that America had came in somewhere in the middle of World War II and pretty much saved the day, and everyone looked up to the United States and praised all of its respects to them and asked voluntarily to have their military resources as a way to police the bad guys, quotations bad guys. Although there are people who do bad things,
hmm,
what is the perspective? What is defined as bad? That is something that some people would question, but not many people would like to hear the answer to.
that's true. A lot of people don't want to hear that answer. And yeah, no one really wants to hear that answer because they don't want. Just don't. Most people just don't want to hear the truth. That's about it. Most people would.
Yeah,
Most people would prefer to be in delusion.
yeah, but otherwise, it could be that most of their lives they've always used to this kind of mindset where they have viewed a group of people as good and another group of people bad, and being open and say information as it is that doesn't add up or make any quote logical sense to those people who have lived their whole lives with a mindset where certain groups of people are good or bad, they just be confused because they have never heard such words in such a sentence like that in their lives. And being raised their whole lives with that kind of mindset is very challenging to convince people otherwise, or convince people that this is how the world is. Not just because there are people wanting to gain power for their own gain, but also because it comes down to the lifestyle and the culture that people have lived their whole lives, where they have a perspective about certain groups of people they believe have done certain things, whether it be good or bad, and it just sticks to them throughout their lives, year by year, and eventually it is solidified. And no matter how much convincing it takes or any logical questioning it takes to get people thinking about what they believe in, it always sticks with them, no matter what.
Hmm. I 100% agree with that. It'll always stick with them no matter what. And yeah, so it's like in some people's minds you just really can't change, and some people's minds you can change. But ultimately speaking, whatever sticks with you, whatever resonates with you the most, it'll make who you are, and whatever does not resonate with you the most, well, even if you remember it, you won't take it as seriously. But ultimately
Yeah.
speaking, man, it's all about perspective.
Yes. You could be right about one thing, but that does not mean it is the answer to that question.
It really doesn't. It really does not mean it's yeah. You can be right about You can be right about like anything, even just one thing. Doesn't mean that it's always right when it comes to everything. When it comes to life in general. So
Yes.
it's just a matter of learning what you got to learn in order to at least be right most of the time. But in other news, Eric Trump posted a very ominous post on X that he deleted within 20 minutes.
Yes.
This is actually terrifying. The golden age is Saturn worship. Any any and all who dare to defy the American golden age, heed this warning. You will lose. Toe the line or we will run you down. The gloves are off and we're not playing around this time. For now, it's tariffs. But trust me, we can and will do so much work. What do you think that can possibly mean?
It could mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's Disney villain vibes, but what I am getting at is they have the power, and they do possess such a power that, if enacted, can make significant impact in the world economies globally. Because many people look up to the United States, not because it's the biggest nation or has a very well-known and massive film industry. The United States have military bases in their countries. And if you get on the United States' bad side, well, you don't want to find out. As much as you want to screw around and find out, if you do, you are gonna find out the hard way. And it won't be pretty.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it definitely won't be pretty. Really, really, what we're gonna get for the next 3 years? Well, 4 years technically, but I have a hunch that it's going to be cut into two. What we're gonna get for the next 3 years is gonna be nothing but false peace, but peace nonetheless. That the country has been waiting for years, and people who are saying our country is healing or our world is healing, which is a stupid thing to say because this world only heals temporarily, but ultimately speaking, it never really heals. So it's really just one of those things where it's like, what are we really going to do about this? How exactly are we going to fix the world? The truth of the matter is that no one can fix the world because ultimately speaking, if the world could be fixed by us, by a singular person, I mean, it would have been fixed already, and we wouldn't be in this mess today.
Yes.
Oh, the only true way to fix the world is if we agree on one common enemy, and that is the higher powers over us, which not a lot are going to agree. But I believe a good amount would, and if we were to work together, ultimately speaking, we can overtake that. Because it's not only ruining our country, but it's ultimately ruining the West. Therefore, it's like we gotta make America more presentable again, especially in New York. Especially in New York, because at the end of the day, I always love it. Even if sometimes I want to move away from the city, I always love the state of New York. But the city's pretty cool too. It would just be better if I was just a tourist here though, not living out here.
Hmm.
But is there anything else in the news?
South Sudan lifts suspension of Facebook and TikTok.
Why?
South Sudan authorities have lifted the temporary ban on Facebook and TikTok, which was imposed last week following the circulation of videos depicting the alleged killings of South Sudanese nationals in Sudan.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, the reason why South Sudan banned Facebook and TikTok is because South Sudanese nationals were unalived in Sudan.
That is very interesting news.
It is, yeah.
And, it's very It honestly is very unfortunate, but ultimately speaking, I'm not gonna. It is kind of a Hold on, can you repeat that one more time?
Okay, the headline reads, South Sudan lifts suspension of Facebook and TikTok. The reason? It was imposed last week following the circulation of videos depicting the alleged killings of South Sudanese nationals in Sudan.
Okay. Okay, I got a thought now. Now that I really hear that again, it was pretty valid on why they did, like, suspend it temporarily.
Yeah.
Although, although I will say this, if you're gonna suspend something, at least stand on it. It's like after like a week, you said, like they unsuspended it.
Yes. It was roughly a week where Facebook and TikTok were banned, and then just just as of this recording right now, they announced, okay, we're gonna lift the suspension. You can use the app again if you like.
That's stupid. I mean, I don't know. It's like once again, if you're going to do something like that, at least stand on business and just like ban it for life. But at the same time, I do get it. It's like it's I mean it's whatever. It honestly is whatever. But at the end of the day, it is kind of stupid to like suspend someone for a week or something for a week, then just let it go back online again using your platform. Like to me, that's not necessarily the smartest decision ever. So it's just one of those things where it'll always remain a mystery on why they shut it down and then they just gave it back like that. I would assume they one of them got the call at least. I'm not sure. So that's really the only conclusion I come up with is like someone got a call and just something happened ultimately speaking. But I could be wrong. But what else in the news?
Serbian students blockade protest over Novi Sad railway station incident ends.
I'm sorry. What was the protest about?
Oh no, I'm thinking I'm getting those two mixed up.
Oh, okay, got
Okay,
it.
alright, so the protest on Student Square in Belgrade due to the attack on students in Novi Sad has ended. Students and other citizens gathered today from 6 p.m. local time on Student Square in support of a female student who was injured in yesterday's incident in Novi Sad, in which students were attacked with batons in front of the S party premises.
What do you think of it?
Okay, hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Okay, so say that again.
okay. So, protest, Novi Sad
Oh,
Railways,
okay.
roughly.
Oh, okay, got you. I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
So, what was the protest about? Or did I say that again?
I don't know. I'm seeing the summary. I don't know, man. But
Uh,
it's a student protest. All I'm getting.
okay, got you. Okay, so since I don't know what the protest was about, I'm going to assume it was for a very, 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 very important cause that needs a lot of attention, that needs all of our attention because, well, it's a protest. What exactly could it not be for that's so important? Exactly. A student
Yes.
pro was it for college or was it for like, just regular grade school?
I'm not sure what the education system in Serbia is, so I'm not sure which age group it is. What I'm roughly getting, and although there are newspapers covering the same story, that they're saying words in ways that just seems like a different story. But roughly, there's a quote student protest, and it's over an incident that happened in Novi Sad railway station, and there was a student that was injured at the railway station in Novi Sad, and because of that injury that the student got from the railway station, that is why people are protesting.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Well, if you're in the right, then I hope they succeed, and if they're in the wrong, then I'm not gonna say I hope they fall. I'm not never gonna say I hope they fall, but I hope they learn the errors of their ways and yeah, do what they gotta do. Simply do what they gotta do. And yeah, I mean, once again, it has to be important because it's the whole, like it's a whole race protest. I mean, what else would be that important to the point where you can either block people or just like what, why, Actually, it has to be somewhat important because it's being reported for. But
Yes.
but at the same time, news can easily fade as fast as tomorrow. First, it would feel like a dream to have that exclusive Donald Trump or Barack Obama magazine or book, but in all actuality, now you don't need to.
Yeah. Okay, I get more information now. It's starting to make more sense.
Okay.
So there was something else I read, and it's regarding Serbia's prime minister resigning and appeals for calm as anti-corruption protest grows. And I think it is somewhat related to what happened in Novi Sad. The summary says that there was a canopy collapse that killed 15 people and has sparked widespread protests against perceived government corruption and autocratic rule.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's starting to make more sense, but yeah, this is giving me mental gymnastics just reading
Yeah.
this back and forth.
Yeah, honestly, it really is tough, though. I mean, it is a bunch of mental genetics at the end of the day because like you're really trying to figure out what is actually happening, what's going on, and like who's who and who's that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, no, it is definitely mental gymnastics. I can't
Yes.
argue with that.
One thing that we something that we can agree on that government corruption is bad. What
Yeah.
happened to people that were killed or injured also bad. There should be awareness raised regarding those who were unalived and or injured.
Hmm. That's true.
That is something that I'm taking from this. There were people that were killed, and there was also someone injured in Novi Sad, and people are protesting regarding the incident, and it is targeting towards Serbia's government, and Serbia's prime minister presumably resigned over that. From what I'm seeing, if a political leader is resigning because getting messages about a protest about people that have been injured and or unalive in a particular area, of course somewhere in Novi Sad, the railway station to be specific, then yeah, it's over. I think if that many people in Serbia are so mad about this incident, surely that has to be called for another
Hmm. Well, at least you say, oh, so, yeah, it's like for the most part, I gotta say, man, it's like that's very interesting too. But another news, when I was eight, when I was 18, people called me Donald Trump. When he was 18, Barack Obama was very so Soweto. Weird.
Soweto. Ah.
I
Oh
don't
yeah, I've
know.
heard about that.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but I do believe that he was a different man because ultimately speaking, yeah, it's well established that he's not from the country. It's well established that he's a closeted homosexual still with his man Michael. And apparently, what I found in the news about like Michelle Michael was the fact that he had victims from when he was still a dude who he sexually violated when they were young and when he was still a dude before he transitioned. And the question of the matter is just like I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like it is weird, but I'm able to believe it though, because it's like I don't know. It's like Michelle. I don't know. Ever since I saw like certain videos online, it's like, oh, like, is it her pants or does he have, or does he/she have something packing? Pause. Have something going on. I mean, Barack Obama just looks skinny, and no offense, he looks skinny and weak. He has no muscle definition with his arms. Is that how does Michelle Obama have more muscle definition than Barack Obama? How that is pretty weird. But then, I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, it's weird, but I'm gonna try not to knock it at least. Is there anything else in the news? Hello?
Yes, yes, I'm still here.
Oh yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Seems so, yes.
What is it?
Alright. Egg prices way up as some Colorado grocery stores face shortages.
And I thought Donald Trump was gonna be that hero that we needed and lower the prices of groceries.
Oh
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Oh well. I mean, people were saying that like Trump was gonna be better. But to be honest, I really have no faith in either of them. So whether they fail or not, it's not on me. So it's like I keep saying, it is what it is.
And it was what it was.
Exactly. So is there any more? Is that it?
Just Stop Oil disrupt Sigourney Weaver West End play.
What's it doing to something?
Just Stop Oil protesters disrupt a performance of The Tempest starring Sigourney Weaver in London's West End. The protesters climbed onto the stage, holding a sign that read, "Over 1.5 degrees is a global shipwreck." Haley Walsh, a protester, expressed concern for children's future amid climate change issues.
So these guys climbed on a stage and you know started protesting, saying
Yes,
something.
they climbed on stage with a banner, and they just hold the banner in the middle of a play, and they just have the banner in plain sight for the audience to see.
Kind of messed up. I mean, like they just did it in the middle of no
Yes,
warning whatsoever.
exactly.
They could have done it after the play. They really could have, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I guess they care about the planet better to the point where
Anything for attention these
yeah,
days.
anything for attention, man. I guess they care about the planet that much. Is that or they just really love the attention? I
Yes.
say, but I say regardless, we live in a very attentive society, and like yeah, a lot of people just can't pay attention to one or two things at once. But is there anything else in the news?
I think that's us.
All right, peace.